Welcome to Somewhere in October. I'm Alex, and today we're going to do the VHS tier list. I'm still figuring out my film setup, so I'm small. You guys can deal with that today, but I have this tier list. I'll link it down below. I actually created this one because I wanted them, one, to be in order, so it's easier for me to remember, and two, to make sure the titles were on them. So I ranked all of these individually. I did individual videos. I ranked all the VHS movies, but the truth is, and I kinda hinted at this, it's always a mixed bag, which is what I like about these. There's gonna be spoilers in this, so if you haven't watched it, maybe you shouldn't be here because 'cause I'm definitely gonna talk about spoilers. It's a found footage anthology, so what I like about these is it's a mixed bag. You don't know what you're gonna get, and sometimes you really love something, and sometimes you like parts of it, and that's what we're really gonna dive into now. So let me take you through the tiers. The top is top 5. I wanted to do this because I wanna limit myself to 5 segments. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I haven't practiced. I haven't even really thought about it, so I might fill this up and then take some out of it, or I might wait till the end, or maybe it'll just happen naturally and I'll only have 5 that I really love. Can't Look Away. These are ones that they weren't my top for one reason or another, but I was hooked. Okay, I was hooked. Keep Watching. These are for ones that I wouldn't say are amazing, at least not to me, but if you're gonna write it off, maybe you don't like it right away, maybe you've heard it's not that great, this is me telling you it's good enough to stick through and watch, even though I think you should watch all of them. You'll even see people commenting on mine like, "Your personal preference really matters here. Check your phone." This basically means this is the time to look at your phone. Like, I just got a spam call, maybe you take that spam call and then hang up on them. But basically, if you're watching the anthology, these are kind of the ones that it's not gonna hurt you if you miss it because it's not the ones that I love the most. And then fast forward, skip. These are ones that on rewatch, I actually just won't watch because I just don't like them enough or something about them really got to me. I actually can't imagine having too many in these. I really respect the work that goes into these, so none of this is meant to be insulting or to tell you not to watch it. This is just the names of the tiers, kinda cleverly with VHS, and I just wanna be really honest. So I'm going to be, but I still think you should watch them all. I'm not gonna talk about each director and stuff in this because I did that in the individual ones, so let's get into it. VHS 1, this is tape 56, so this is the frame narrative. I did include frame narratives here, and this is one I will say fast forward or skip. I love how I said I'm probably not gonna put ones in this, and now I'm like, get rid of it. This is where they messed up, the first one. I can handle being icky or creepy or just gross in horror movies if it's like a one-off, if it has a purpose. The frame narrative didn't even really need the stuff they did in the beginning, and basically they were taking pictures of people, like, under their skirts or literally pulling up their tops and getting women's breasts to put online, to make money off of it, which is just gross. It doesn't actually matter because they end up at a house, and the house they end up in, they're looking for this tape that can get them lots of money. You coulda just made it that. Maybe they're just somebody who finds tapes or buys tapes and watches them and distributes them. You coulda just did that. So I feel like it was needless, and every time I rewatch, I'm like, "Okay, I don't need to see this." And there's no big payoff, like, there's not enough payoff in the story. The house they go to, we have a killer zombie guy, kind of, but it's just as a one thing, it doesn't really work, and as a frame, I didn't really love it. Amateur Night. Ooh. Amateur Night is gonna go into Can't Look Away. I really like Amateur Night, and I actually believe they did a spin-off. I think it's called Sirens. I haven't watched that yet, so let me know if I should. That is based on this concept. So we basically have the "I like you" girl, and she is like a vampire creature, and they use glasses, which I love this for fan footage. They have glasses that are recording them. It's icky too because they're trying to record, like, they're gonna pick up people at the bar and then do it and then record it. Like, okay, do you really need to do that? Just go have fun at the bar. That's what kind of keeps it at the top spot for me because on rewatch, I couldn't appreciate it as much. But I just love because the first time I watched it, I knew she was a bit off, but obviously I wasn't expecting the escalation. So on a first watch, it is so great to watch because there's these little clues. She has stuff on her and she looks a little bit different. She's acting a bit off. And then she starts biting people. She has teeth. She ends up becoming this like flying creature, I assume kind of like a vampire, meets Jeepers Creepers and flies off with them at the end. So I really love this one. It's just not my favorite. So if Sirens is something I would enjoy because I like the creature and the horror of it, not just the story they told, let me know. Second Honeymoon, I'm gonna put this in Check Your Phone. I personally don't love this one. It has a good twist. I mean, you're not really expecting it to be her in on it and then have this creepy person outside who's also working with her, and how it's filmed, it is a little bit eerie. I know these are shorts, but it just feels like nothing happens. Like, we get to see this couple is kind of rocky, but I'm not invested in them enough to really care. The twist is good. The twist is good. But when we're thinking about all these other segments, it's just not enough for me. Okay, Tuesday the 17th. I do like this one. I also didn't do the math that it's like the Tuesday after Friday the 13th, right? 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this one. I think I do like this one more than just a keep watching. I'm actually going to put this in Can't Look Away because I think the concept is really cool. I think it's really fun that they have this slasher that you have to kinda use a camera, he's glitching, and then the kills happen in kind of a glitch way. The story itself, she baits her friends there to get him because they murdered her friends before, so I also like that bait concept. What I wanted out of this is I wanted more, and that's usually a good indicator for me that I loved it. I just like a good slasher, and it felt unique to me. Maybe it's not, but to me, I liked it. The sick thing that happened to Emily when she was younger. I'm gonna put this in keep watching. Keep watching. On my first watch, I didn't love it as much. On my second watch, I definitely appreciate it more. It's definitely like a what's the word I'm looking for? A mesh of different kind of tropes. Alien, there's body horror, kind of like ghost. So they're on a Zoom call. Zoom, I guess it could be Skype at the time. I don't know. And what they're doing is she is really paranoid about being sick and feeling unwell, and she has a bump in her arm. And her boyfriend is a doctor, and he's like calling in. And as that's happening, there's also like things appearing behind her, so you're thinking it's gonna be ghosts. But what I love is it ends up being he was there the whole time, and they implanted something in her and it failed and they have to try again. So I really like the concept and we thought it was ghosts, but it's not ghosts. It just wasn't as scary because he was in on it and he really acts like it. I really wish he was a little bit like either really playing up the part or actually didn't know what was going on. So I think it's a fun concept, but it's not overly memorable. Like if I'm telling you ones to watch, it's not one that's going to come to mind. Maybe because it has a super long title that I kind of love. It's very Panic at the Disco, but 10/31/98. This one I probably would have originally put higher, but now with VHS Halloween, there's one that I liked more that has to do with a haunted house. But at the same time, I'm gonna say keep watching. I'm gonna say keep watching. Keep watching because one, it's a haunted house. I mean, there's hands coming out of the wall. These guys are actually likable. They're not as scummy as the other ones in this installment, so that definitely gives it a plus. But what I liked about this is they're trying to save a girl, but she's really the threat. There's a great callback with the train. And I like that these guys that they think are hurting her, like, when they walk up, these guys are kinda torturing her. The guys we're following are like, "Hey, stop that, like, don't do that," and they're telling them to run or get out. Your interpretation is they're saying, like, "Get out, we're doing something bad, you can't be here," but it's really, "You better run for your life." So, I do really like that, there's a great jump scare in it. I like it. So now tape 49, we're on the second VHS. This one is connected to tape 56, and I think they do it better. I've seen mixed feelings about this one, but I actually like this one. I think it's spooky enough. I like the ending. I like how it all connects. And if I'm waiting to see what happens next in a frame narrative, I'm not dreading having to watch it in between. I like it. So I'm gonna put it in keep watching. It's not check your phone because if you're not paying attention, you're not gonna understand what's going on. But it's also not like super great. But I do think it's fun and spooky, and I like how the story comes together, and I like that they improved on the one before. Phase 1 clinical trials. So I don't like this one. It's not that I don't appreciate the story or what they did with it. It starts really strong. Really fun concept. It's just the escalation and buildup and everything. It really loses me in that middle section. Like I love when we're introduced to it. I love the ending. But the middle, I just want to be scared. I don't want to see the same people over and over. I don't want you guys to just do it on screen for most of the runtime. Her to drown in the pool and we don't really see anything. Like it doesn't fill me with dread or anxiety or like any of those negative feelings that I apparently want. But for me, this is going to be in check your phone because I'll watch the beginning, I'll play on my phone, and when the ending comes around, I want to see that ending. A ride in the park. Ooh, okay, this is early, but I'm gonna put it in my top 5 for now. This is one that could move. It's not a for sure top 5, but I do love zombies. You guys know this about me, and if you're new here, I love zombies. This is really cool because not only is this a GoPro, viewpoint of a zombie breakout, but you also have the person you are basically the POV. You're seeing them transform. You're seeing other people transform. You're getting bit. You're transforming. There's a children's birthday party. It just escalates, it gets crazy, and then we even have, like, a little morality moment, which I love in a zombie movie. Like, I would turn on just to go watch it, so that's how I know it's a possible top 5 and probably a top 5. Safe Haven is for sure a top 5 for me. If you don't like it, I'd be interested to know why, but I like this one. I think it's a really creepy setting, and I don't love cult settings or cult things. I just can't buy into it. I can't get myself there. It's like religious horror. I have a really hard time getting scared of it or even wanting to be there in that setting. So when it started, I was like, not in the mood. This is a masterclass in escalation. We start slow enough that we can really dive into the characters and even the story they're telling with the cult, and there's children there, there's other people there. You start to just get really invested in everybody. You're never really expecting a cult to have its like day that they're counting down to. Most cult things you see, the cult just needs you to get out, or they want you to be part of it, or they trap you, or you have secrets. This is like, oh no, the day has come. The day you chose to come record, the day has come. And they also have these like secret cameras. So there's just so many different viewpoints because we have enough people. We have like kind of like ghoul zombie things. We have a monster. And what I like most about this, how the monster comes out, amazing. When you can hear the breathing and the foot stomping, oh, like this is one where I was like, oh my God, like I'm freaking out. And I love that. I love how the escalation just keeps going higher and higher. When something happens, you're like, this can't get crazier. And then, someone explodes. So I love it. Slumber Party Alien Abduction. I know this is also a spin-off, so let me know if I should watch that because I think the aliens and I think the lighting and, like, how it's filmed, I like. This is another one where how they chose to do the dialogue and story, I just don't like it because you have, like, kids and we spend too much time on, like, a babysitting situation and kids being gross and weird. Just give me the aliens. But when we get to the aliens, it's pretty awesome. So I'm gonna say keep watching. Because if you are put off by the first half like I am, especially too because we follow a dog that has like a GoPro thing on, and that can be off-putting if you like animals, of course, it's worth watching. Does the ending piss me off with the dog? Yeah. But the aliens and the things they do with the lighting in this, I really like it. And then we have VHS Viral. This is where we are now. This won't be a surprise for anybody, but Vicious Circles is a fast forward or a skip. Do I like what they tried to do? Yes. Do I like what happened? No. It was just not really enough commentary, not enough investment, not enough horror. It's like the whole time you're watching it, you can see what they're trying to do, but you only know what they're trying to do because you can tell what they're trying to do, not that they did it and you're learning it. I think somebody's understanding what I'm meaning. So it just, and there's like a little frame section where we circle back to this like garden party with a dog that is just stupid. So if I ever have to watch this again, because I already have my videos made, I'm not watching it. Dante the Great. I actually don't like, I really like this when I ranked it, but I don't think it's one that I necessarily would love. So I'll say keep watching. I like the concept of a magician. And what I like even more is this cape or cloak that he has is an entity. So it's not just like he has powers. We are actually seeing it's an entity that he has to feed. That's such a rich backstory. And then we also get what he can do with it, which is crazy. And it comes in when like the SWAT team pull up on him. I also actually really like fan footage that does like documentary style or mockumentary, whatever it's called. I like that. So I think it's really good. I think keep watching. I don't think it's something that's going to horrify you. It's cool. I just don't think it's scary. Parallel Monsters. I have mixed feelings about Parallel Monsters because I actually really like the concept of like a parallel universe and I really like our character that we're following. I love the ending. I love like just the bizarreness of it and how you can't trust one of them and the other one you want to protect and how the ending comes full circle in both universes basically. But when you break it down to what we see in this other world, I don't really understand how it connects and I don't know if we need a monster genitalia to get the point across. So, I think keep watching because I do like it. I do like it. It just isn't a winner for me. Bone Storm. This one's gonna have to go and can't look away for me. It starts with like skateboarding home videos. You have that kind of banter, you have that kind of imagery. You kind of have to like that. I mean, I grew up with Tony Hawk and all those games and watching my best friend play it every time we went camping and watching him skateboard and me trying to. So I liked it. I don't know, it's a little bit of nostalgia. But then when we get to an escalation, I can see what they were trying to do. I mean, it does give me Safe Haven vibes and Ride in the Park in one. I don't think it's strong as either of them, but I definitely see it. I mean, we have a creature, a big creature. We have this group, not necessarily like a cult. I don't really know what they are. And we also have ghouls, like these skeleton ghouls that come back. So the escalation is there. And they turn on the music at one point. They had music with them to skateboard. And while they're like battling, they're like, yeah, let's turn it on. Let's turn it on. It's just fun. It's kind of stupid, but it's fun. So I do really like that one. Holy hell. So this is the third VHS we're getting into. Oh, the fourth. Sorry. This is the fourth VHS we're getting into. And holy hell is a frame narrative. I have to be honest. I'm gonna say check your phone. I was gonna put it in fast forward skip, but I actually really like the atmosphere and the setting that's created. The ending just kind of ruins it all for me. Like when we get to the later half of it, that's when I'm gonna pull out my phone and say, okay, I don't care, next one. Because I don't like where they went with the story, but the atmosphere was so cool. Storm Drain. I didn't love this one as much on first watch, but like I really love it now just because Ratma is iconic and the actress, oh, when she's giving that last news recording, and I mean, she spits on his face and it melts, looks sick. And hail, Ratma. I just love it. I just love it. I'm gonna put it in top 5 for now, but this is also one that can move for me because I think it's really great. I just don't know if it's my favorite over some others. But I'm also not sure if I have a lot of top ones coming in the others. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's what I'm doing. The Empty Wake. I really like this one. I like this one. I had some bones to pick in my ranking, but this is one I think about a lot. And oh, I noticed a reference to it recently. What was I watching? Oh, is it in the remake of Dawn of the Dead where they have a zombie where half the head comes off? Or did I see that in something else? There was a reference recently that plays into this, but I'm gonna say Can't Look Away because I'm never gonna skip this one and I'm gonna watch it. Even though I know it's slow, I actually really like it because the atmosphere, thinking of being in a funeral home and you just have to stay there as a unprepared, I don't know what you're called, to host a wake in a storm, and somebody comes and they talk a different language and there's no subtitles, so they're talking something serious, and it's basically like a spell. So we have a zombie that doesn't really have his head, so he's kind of blind, but his head is still functioning, and then when he opens his eyes, it plays into the body. It's really terrifying, especially when the lights go out. We have it chasing her, like, it just feels so claustrophobic, which I kinda love to feel, and on top of that, we hear the tornado alarm, like, it's a real storm, and it hits them. I love the ending. I love when we get into the action. It's just a little bit slow, and then she's, like, trying to figure out this mystery, and for some reason, she doesn't have access to what happened to him, which I think you would have at a funeral home. I don't know. I poke holes in the first little bit, but when we ramp up, I love it, and I can't look away. The Subject, this one's definitely going up in top 5, like, I'm gonna just move Safe Haven and The Subject over here because those are staying. And I'll maybe order my top 5 when I get to the end. The Subject, when it opens, it's very Saw vibes, like the lighting and everything. They're doing experiments to make a neo-human, and by they, I mean him, that one guy. He is a mad scientist, and he is abducting people and just creating these neo-humans, which is just robot parts on humans. It's kind of like a neo zombie in my head. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what it feels like because we have ingrained in this story a morality question of there's a girl that's missing. One of them recognized her as that person, but she has a robot head. And one person is saying, kill it, it's a monster. And the other person is like, her parents should decide. Like, she still has a soul. So you have that morality, which I really love when movies do that and when they do it good and they do it right, but it's not overbearing. It's just really great. And then on top of following that, I mean, we're seeing all these different creations. We're only getting hints at SA, the main girl. We're only getting hints at what she looks like and what's been done to her. So the reveal is really good. She gives a mercy killing. We have someone protecting her. And then we have like a neo-human threat to the SWAT team that come on because he has something set up. If he's caught, an alarm is going off and you guys are stuck. And this neo monster human, thing awakens, looks amazing. And for me, I actually like the ones that kind of feel like video games. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea in found footage, but when you're thinking like futuristic, like very modern found footage, I do kind of love that. So I love this one. I love this one. I just love the story from start to finish. And the environment is great. Everything is just perfect to me. Perfect. And I mean, the guy who plays the main like mad scientist, absolutely phenomenal because I was creeped out. And I don't know if I said that word right. Phenomenal? Okay, let's continue. Terror. So this one, it's hard to follow the subject, so that has that going against it. And although I do like the concept, there's a lot of buildup and, like, they're a white supremacist group, but it goes against vampires, like, it's kind of True Blood, but I would just prefer to watch True Blood. I think I'm gonna skip this one. The payoff isn't there for me, like, I like the concept, but I don't find any of the characters likable. It's really off-putting who they are, and then when you realize their mission, you're like, "Okay, I can kinda buy into it," but we're kinda really focused on them and how they mess up and they make a stupid decision. We don't really get where I would wanna go with it, but it might be somebody's cup of tea, it's just not mine. Shredding. Shredding is like a punk band, and they are going to a warehouse where Bitch Cats, another punk band, used to play. And what I do like about this one is we have found footage of the band we're following and found footage of that band before, and this really scary story. The thing with this one is I like the ending. They have a couple fake outs because they're pranking their friend, which is fine, but there's one fake out I really wanted to be real. So you get to that point where you're like, okay, come on. That friend they're pranking, who was right, by the way, he was right. He doesn't actually get, all the jokes they made and all the stuff they said. It didn't pay off. Like all these pranking things, they were all in the same position. Like he didn't have a redemption arc. He didn't have a gotcha moment. I just feel like why have that kind of build up? Do one fake out and then just get creepier. I don't know. I don't know. And who am I? I couldn't make this movie, but I'm just here to talk about it. It's my personal opinion. And I feel like it'll be check my phone. I think it's worth watching. It's just not my cup of tea. I know if I were to watch it again, I would just kind of be like half paying attention and I would get what I like out of it, like the music and the vibes. And then when it escalates, I'll pay attention. But everything in between, I don't need. I don't actually know if I can say this word on YouTube. So S word bid. This one is a weaker, like this whole movie is weaker for me. I think this was ranked below viral for me because I didn't really love any of these. I did like this one the best. I think it's the best thought out story. I think it has a good callback. I think it's really claustrophobic and creepy at times. It just never really gets there for me. I think keep watching. It is one I would definitely watch because I really do like the story. I like how it went, even though it pisses me off. I do like everything about it. It's just not one that I love. Ozzy's Dungeon, hard skip for me, hard skip. I don't like this one. I think the main guy who is playing is he Ozzy? I don't even know if he's Ozzy. I think how they started was really good. The commentary, the atmosphere, his character, even the gore in that first part. And then where the story went, it just got gross. I think if you were going to have that ending and that intro, maybe just stick with it. Just have crazy kids doing crazy things and getting hurt and there being drama, sure, but then somebody wins and all this happens. Like, I don't really like that we're taken out of it and we go through this, like, kind of gross torture just to end up back there again, you know? So it's just a skip for me. I don't like it. I haven't liked it on first watch. I haven't liked it on second watch. The Gawkers. This is another one that's going in a skip for me. The Gawkers is also the frame narrative that's barely there in this one, if you didn't know. This is where they have stop motion green army guys. It actually is the young brother filming and playing with that before we get to Gawkers. So that's why at the end we see a little bit more Gawkers, but that didn't work for me, for one. Two, I liked Gawkers in some of the commentary, but it's one of those other ones where the buildup, you can't really root for anybody. It gets really creepy and then it's so short-lived and I actually didn't like it that much. Like I wanted more from it. I wanted it to look differently. I just didn't enjoy it. Visually, story-wise, this one really wasn't for me. To Hell and Back, I do like this one. I think it's really worth sticking out, keep watching, look through. I'm just thinking for myself, I do get a little bit distracted. Like, I do feel like it's longer than it needs to be because there is some world building and there's some creepy things that happen and the characters are funny. Like, I have fun with this one, but it is a little bit longer than I want it to be. But you know what? I'm going to put in keep watching because I think the girl who plays Mabel does a great job. I just watched Deathstream and she's in it, so you should check that out. It's pretty good. The characters are good. The story's good. Very like Lord of the Rings meets Hell. And, I like it. I like it. I'm a little bit iffy on if I can really sit through it again, like if I would choose to watch it all the way through, but at the same time, I would at minimum watch most of it. I don't think I would be on my phone the whole time. Total Copy. I'm gonna say Can't Look Away. I don't think it's a top 5, but definitely Can't Look Away. I really like this one. This is actually the frame narrative, and it's very like Stranger Things. It is very, we have this alien, and I love the setting. I love how it's filmed. Again, it's kind of like a mockumentary where they're recording someone who survived the situation, and we're diving into what went wrong. And what went wrong basically is kind of realistic. Realistic, and I'm about to say they found an alien in the mountains, but the main like scientist or researcher on the case, he kept really normalizing and humanizing it. It's listening, it recognizes me, really building that emotional connection with something you probably shouldn't, or you at least shouldn't, be complacent because of that. It's like wild animals. You don't know if they're going to turn on you at any moment. An alien, we're not friends. I'd like to be, but we're not gonna be. Complacency really gets to him, like, when he starts turning into, because it's kinda like a ditto shapeshifter, kinda like The Thing, it starts turning into one of their workers. They're just fascinated. They're feeding it information, they're fascinated. Nobody is really sounding the alarm besides the main girl who's getting interviewed, and it ends in a bloodbath. The last part is very Stranger Things, and what I like most is at the very end, one, we have a really cool camera shot of pulling the cameraman, like he's toast and it's being pulled by one of those tentacles. And so we see the camera and the blood, but it was learning because at the end they were making it watch 80s aerobic videos. It was making all the corpses like do the workouts. So I did really like that because it was learning. Like, he was right, but his approach to his knowledge was not, and I just love that. I love a mad scientist. So, No Wake and Ambrosia, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm gonna put these next to each other because they are connected, so I'm probably gonna put them together somewhere. Because you need No Wake. But the thing is for me, No Wake is a really hard watch. You know what? I'm gonna put it in Keep Watching. Ambrosia, whatever it is going to be in Can't Look Away. So Keep Watching No Wake, this one, Can't Look Away. Because you need No Wake to set up the fact that this lake, you could argue if it's like a gift or a curse where if you drink or touch the water and you die, you come back to life, but not really in like a zombie form, just like you can't die. You are a human, you have your thoughts, but it's a curse, I would say. And then they curse because the reason they were even killed was from this girl who's doing this ritual. It all ties together. They spray her with the water, so she has like the ultimate punishment. She can't get away with it because she's taught that if you're getting caught, try to kill them, and if not, get go, be gone. But she can't do that. So she does get like pulled by the police. She's gonna be punished. So they really put her in like her own personal hell. But the thing with No Wake, it is very real feeling. Like it really filled me with anxiety and not in a good horror way, like in a real life. The terror they were going through and the shots being fired, like it was anxiety inducing for me. So it's not one that I love to watch, but I do love how it ties back in. So that's how it's gonna rank. God of Death. I mean, I like this one. I don't really care for it. It's gonna be a skip, not because I think it's a bad one. It just wasn't for me. Like, I know the story. I know the one moment where he farts in the cave and we get to see his face, and there's this little moment of haha, and then it crashes again. Like, I know there's a moment I like, but I don't really care for how it ended. It looks cool, it's well done, but this is another one that has anxiety, but not enough payoff for me because they are in a earthquake situation. So it's very claustrophobic. They're being rescued by a rescue team. It just feels very real, but unlike No Wake, I don't really get a good payoff for me to justify being able to give myself anxiety. So, Techno God. I like this one. I'm gonna say Keep Watching. I don't necessarily think it's one that I can't look away, but this is one where in the beginning, she's doing her bit on we are now in the world of the virtual, we are losing our religion or our way or our nature. And like it's great commentary, sure, but it's performance art. So if you're not into that, you're gonna be watching this like, well, what's going on? But I love the escalation because the escalation kind of pierces the veil. Veil? Veil? It pierces the veil. It pierces reality and the digital world. And the gore, what happens to her. I mean, when she takes off her iPhones and her legs, like, I just think it's so good, and the ending is so eerie because they applaud, like, not understanding that this is obviously not part of it. It's so cool. Dreamkill. So, when I watched this one and did my rankings, I actually didn't know that Dreamkill was based off of the book The Black Phone, and then I watched The Black Phone, and I love The Black Phone. So, Dreamkill just, like, cut up there for me. I really like it. I'm gonna put it in top 5. I have 5 up there now, so I'm gonna have to make some decisions soon. Dreamkill, I think, has a very fleshed out story from start to finish. I think the dreams or the tapes we see of the killings are so gritty, are so scary, are so well done that on first watch, when we got taken out of it, I was kind of like, no, no, go back to that. But then when the story develops, like you're so invested. How do we figure this out? You start to piece it together. You start to see what happens. How's it going to end? And then what I love about the ending is the kid is like, I fell asleep. Like, I know how this is gonna end. And it kinda goes back and forth, and we don't know, but he does, and I just think it's excellent. I like this one a lot. Adduction, I'm gonna say check your phone. This is not necessarily one I like. I don't think the ending pays off, but it's not one that I would skip. Like, it is kinda slow. It's mockumentary or documentary again, but I like the commentary in here because they're talking about being skeptics and, being a believer and the gray area. So I actually think, like, every time I watch it, it just makes me think in the ways I should be thinking. Like, it just reminds me that not everything is black and white. And I just like the commentary that it brings. But besides that, it just doesn't pay off for me. Stork. Oh, I really like Stork. Is this a top 5? I don't think Stork overshadows any of these, even though I think it really looks great. I just don't think it wins out for me. So definitely can't look away though. Because Stork is, we have monster hunters. The ending makes sense because we're already introduced that they're the real deal. We follow them. They are doing their thing. They are taking out these like zombie creatures that looks again like a video game. I really like that. I even love the color grading in this. We get a reveal and a couple jump scares to a really creepy stork type alien. We even get the explanation. We get, this camaraderie and, the weak link. I just think it's a very fleshed out story and it looks great and the gore is great. And creature design, so cool. And the idea of like a stork alien, I just dig it. I dig it. Dream Girl, I really like Dream Girl. Oh, the song every time. I'm gonna say Can't Look Away. I don't necessarily think it's a top 5 because although, and I kind of said this in my review, if I'm repeating myself, it's gonna happen. When she actually gets to the killing, the lights go out. We have like a flashlight, night vision, flashlight, which is great, but it means that we don't see a lot. And what we do see is really, really great. But I'm like, I wanted to see all of it. So I do really like it. It just can't be my favorite because I feel like the other ones have more of a payoff for me. But Dream Girl is so good. I just love the escalation. I also love kind of the misdirection. Like I wasn't sure what she was. And I like how she comes out at the end and people are taking her pictures and she just looks so scary. I love it. And the gore's great, and that song, Live and Let Dive, this is a really great one. This is a really great one. Concept really cool, I think the alien design is pretty cool. My biggest complaint about this one is we didn't spend enough time falling in the air, because I think that was the coolest concept, and, like, we were in the plane a nice bit, the skydiving, I mean, realistically, it can only last so long, so I guess I have to be understanding, but then we're just in an orchard. I can never say that right. But the gore is really great. Okay, at minimum, is Can't Look Away. I mean, you have to watch this one. It's so good. It's so good. I just don't think it's a favorite of mine. Fur Babies. So this is gonna be one. I'm gonna put this in skip, but not because I think you should skip it. This is my tier list. This one, acting is great. Concept freaky. Some great gore, some great effects, some great just creepy whatever they do. It just disturbs me. The actress, makes me so unsettled, and what they're doing to humans and merging them with animals, ugh, it just creeps me out, so that's why, like, I wouldn't really watch it unless I had to, because it's not like a horror that I enjoy, but it's good. And then Stowaway. So this one I'm gonna have to put it in Check Your Phone. I would put it in Keep Watching because, again, I think the ending is the strongest part and the story that we tell. But I just find it a really slow kind of build up to that. So I'm gonna be checking my phone. I'm not really gonna be paying attention. She's out looking for aliens. We get a little bit of backstory on her. It's kind of dry, kind of slow. But we do get her explaining like what it would do to your body to be on one of those ships and to go through space and time at the speed that they do. And then we also see this ship that she goes in, it heals her. And so as she's experiencing what she alluded to before, because we see her pull out from space, she starts transforming because it's trying to heal her, but she's a human and she just ends up looking like it is just so, I don't know, like it's really brilliant. Like I really like it. It's very beautiful. I just find it is so contained to that one little part that the buildup is just not worth it for me. I know we have to tell a story, but I don't know what we could have done differently for me to like it, and maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just the pace is not my type of pace. Definitely watch it. And you kind of have to pay attention the first time you do, but if I were to rewatch, I'm going to look on my phone. Diet Phantasma. So now we're in VHS Halloween. We're in the home stretch. Diet Phantasma. I just found this one kind of repetitive, and I didn't really get the story. I didn't like the motivation for the story, I should say. I think the effects look pretty cool. I think I was on edge waiting for something to happen to each person, but I don't think it's can't look away. Keep watching. I think when it gets slow and you're like, "Okay, we're doing this again, repeat," keep watching. Because what happens when they drink it is cool, like, I think that's really fun. There's some experimental things in there, I think it's great. The story is just kinda, eh. You supra seek infra. I don't know how to say that. So this is the one that is very atmospheric, I will say, and for me, like, I like it. I like the story they told. I thought the atmosphere was cool. I think what we got was freaky. Like, I thought it was spooky. It was a fleshed out story, but for some reason with this one, I just didn't love it. But I definitely think it's a keep watching because it opens up. We have somebody who is being suspected of a crime. Like, what happened? You must know. We basically see it repeat, but the repeat is when they bring him to the scene of the crime to try to figure it out. And we actually also then understand what happened in the first place because we see it again. And the atmosphere is great. The eyeballs are great. It just I don't know what it is about it that didn't win me over. And maybe another watch it would, but it's not one that I love, even though I think it's really well done. Coochie coochie coo. So this one, ugh, I think this one's well done. I just don't like it. Like if you don't like milk and drinking and like, stuff like that. It's gross. There's, like, certain types of gross I can handle. I kinda learned that when I watched Brain Dead or Dead Alive. The custard, that was a tough one. Like, I can handle the lawnmower, okay? I can handle all that. Custard, I don't know. So with this one, the milk, ugh, and just the concept of it being like a mom monster. So I think this one is gonna go into keep watching because when I'm watching horror, like, I'm not looking away unless I'm bored. Like, I'm not looking away if something is bothering me, like, I'm watching it. I signed up for this. I wanna experience it. So I think knowing Coochie Coochie Coo, I think it looks great. I think the story's freaky. I don't think it's amazing, but I'm gonna watch it. I did see AI allegations about this one, but I don't know. Like, I just don't know. So I'm not factoring that in. So if you're going to factor that in, you do your research because that's not what I do here on this channel. We're in the movie we're in. I don't bring outworld stuff in here. Fun size. This one's so fun. Get it? Stupid. Fun size is so fun. I love the concept. I just wanted more. Like, I just wanted to spend a little bit more time with these weirdos, these little candy weirdos, and what they could do. And when you watch this one, Coochie Coochie Coo and Fun Size, they are very alike in the setup, which is kind of annoying. But I think Fun Size has a better payoff, a more enjoyable payoff. It's just fun for me. And the ending is so funny. I mean, I'm gonna say Can't Look Away because I feel like this is one that hooked me. You know, I wanted more from it, sure, but I was still hooked right to the very end. Kid print. This one's divisive. I don't know if it's because it has to do with kids and it's disturbing, but I actually think it's a pretty creepy concept, like a good creepy for horror, you know what I mean? But I did find that I wasn't as invested in it, like, I can't really pinpoint why, and I mean, the ending made me mad, but, like, in a good storytelling way. I don't necessarily think this is a can't look away, but I think this is a keep watching. I think you have to keep watching it, I think it's worth that you keep watching, but I don't think that it's, phenomenal. Why do I keep saying words I don't know if I can pronounce right? Okay, the final one is Home Hunt. So this is the one that kinda knocked out 10/31/98 because Home Hunt was just like, "We're gonna give you a haunted house, and you're gonna get a lot of it." And I just loved it. I think there's some great effects. No one is safe. Like, I just wanna turn this one on and watch it. In the same breath, I don't know if I would put it over any of them in my top 5, but it's up there. You know, if this isn't my top 5, Home Hunt is probably my number 6. I don't know about that, though. Looking at my can't look aways now, I don't know about that. I just think Home Hunt is like, I'm definitely gonna watch on Halloween. But the other ones I would probably watch anytime. Let's put Home Hot and Can't Look Away. Because also, like, you almost need to rewatch this one because so much happens so fast that you don't really see it. And they know this haunted house, so they know the rooms that they're going to and things like that. So it just gets so fun. I really like that one. I really like that one. Okay, so I did pretty good with my top 5. Let's number them, which is gonna be hard because without Safe Haven, we wouldn't really have the subject, but I think I like the subject better, but I like the ending of Safe Haven better. Oh, this one's tough. Okay. Storm Drain is going to be my 5th, just because I like Storm Drain because I really like how it ends, like that last news broadcast, and you really need that story to build up to that, and I think the story hooks you, like, I think it's good. It's not like some of the others where my complaint was, I just wanted to get to the end. This one, I love watching the build up because I know how it's gonna end. I like Dreamkill. I like Dreamkill a lot, but I think I prefer A Ride in the Park because of zombies, so I think Dreamkill in 4th, A Ride in the Park in 3rd for sure. My number 1, this is hard. Mhm. This is so tough, guys. I think I'm gonna have to keep it in this order. I think Safe Haven is number 1 because the subject, like the oh wait, because like the subject just like looks great. There's a lot of great gore. Like there is escalation. We do have like this monster, and we have this emotional story. We have this, like, ambiguous ending, which I love, which we also kind of have that with Safe Haven. But I think Safe Haven, but even in the subject, we still have, like, that impending monster coming for you, like, you can hear it, and I like the creativity we had in the subject, but I think Safe Haven just wins for me because the escalation, like, the subject escalation, I feel like goes like a graph like this, and I feel like Safe Haven goes like I don't know how to explain that. Like, I'm really just thinking about when the cult leader explodes, like, just how that changes the pace and everything. Like, I love the subject, I love it, but I think Safe Haven is just I just there's something about that one, there's something about that one. And obviously they're connected in, like, directing, creating, writing. Those are mine. Let me know your top 5. Let me know if you disagree with me. If for some reason you're watching this and you haven't watched it or you haven't watched it in a long time, give them all a try because, like, you might like something where I don't like it. A lot of these have to do with pacing or I don't like how the story was told. I'm just one person. Experience it for yourself. And I still appreciate all the work that went into these because you can see the experimentation. A lot of these people went on to do even greater things, which I think is awesome. So I hope VHS continues. Okay, see you in the next one.